Able to discuss this, we're joined now from central London by José Manuel Borosso, former President of the European Commission, formerly Prime Minister of Portugal. Mr Borosso is delivering the keynote speech at a Euronews conference on Brexit today entitled Over and Out, Brexit from a European Perspective. Mr Borosso, many thanks for being with us. Well, I suppose the title of your speech gives us an appropriate place to start. What is the view of the Brexit process from your uniquely European perspective?
I mean, I think there is still room for a compromise, and I think we should work for it, including those who have preferred another option, not to have Brexit. But of course people respect the results of the referendum, and so at least we should avoid a hard Brexit. We should avoid a difficult separation that will leave resentment between the European Union and the UK. For me, it's clear that there will be no country more important for the European Union than the UK, and also there will be no relationship more important for the UK than the one with the European Union. So I think today we should work for a compromise, and that we should mitigate the negative effects of Brexit.
I mean, those opportunities for compromise, for change that you mention, where might those actually be? I mean, certainly, clearly from Theresa May, Stephen Barclay's perspective, the backstop remains an issue, and we are continually told that the EU27 speak with one voice on that issue.
I mean, it has been remarkable that 27 countries have been more united until now than one country. In fact, the real problem here is that there was a majority to say no in a referendum, but there is not a majority to say yes to a specific solution. Until now, we have not seen a majority in the British Parliament. There was an agreement between the European Union 27 countries and the United Kingdom government. Where there is not an agreement is here in Britain, in the British Parliament. Having said that, I think that should not be a reason for satisfaction or schadenfreude in any European country, because the default option today is a hard Brexit. So they should show some sense of compromise, trying to find a solution for the backstop that, of course, will have the support of Ireland, Republic of Ireland. I don't think the European 27 countries will reopen the withdrawal agreement. Something I have learned in Brussels is that even if it is difficult to find an agreement among the European Union countries, it's even more difficult to change it once it has been reached. So most likely the withdrawal agreement will not be reopened, but it will be possible with some legal creativity to find some language that at least partially accommodates some of the concerns expressed by London.
If we take Theresa May at face value, there are essentially two outcomes at the moment. I'll let you pop your earpiece back in there so you can perhaps hear me. There we go. Theresa May, according to her, there are two options. British Parliament either agrees to her deal or we leave on no-deal terms. From your perspective, how damaging would it be to the European Union for the UK to leave without a deal?
I think that is what we should absolutely avoid. It will be devastating from an economic point of view, but even more importantly, it will be devastating for the future relationship. And we need, from a strategic point of view, we need a strong, as close as possible relationship between the European Union and the UK. If we live in conflictual, confrontational terms, if there is no deal, it means that in this world where we see a much more assertive China, a more aggressive Russia, a more unpredictable United States of America, together as Europeans, and Britain is certainly part of Europe, will not be in a position to defend our interests. So the most important thing is to avoid now a hard Brexit. So at least we should have some more time. I think when we cannot find a solution on time, the wise thing is to give us more time to try to find a solution, to have some more transition time. I think that is extremely important from a European point of view, and I believe also it should be important from a British point of view.
But despite those external factors, Mr. Borosso, despite those external factors that you mentioned, the influence of China, the influence of Russia, the current US president, there is a risk of contagion, isn't there, in terms of anti-EU feeling? We're certainly seeing a lot more of it in places like France, Germany, than we have for many years.
Yes, we have seen that, but I believe it's normal that we have these changes. We have seen this rise of populist movements all over the world, from the United States to Brazil, to many other parts of the world. So at the end, I think the mainstream political forces will remain in a majority. But of course, we have also to listen to other views. Above all, I'm a democratic person. I think all points of view should be discussed. I'm certainly concerned with the rise of some extremist forces, but I really believe the Europeans have the capacity to overcome these difficulties. It's a serious issue, but it's not existential. The European Union will be able to overcome these current difficulties, as, by the way, it has been doing already in the past.
Mr. Borosso, what might be a simple question to ask, but perhaps not to answer to conclude the interview. Do you still believe that the United Kingdom will be leaving the European Union in March of this year?
I think the most likely scenario is not to do that in March of this year. We need more, let's say, preparations. Even if there was a positive deal now, from a practical point of view, it's obvious that everything is not ready. So I think the wise thing to do is to have some extension. And I believe that if the UK demands an extension of Article 50, the European Union countries will naturally accept it.
José Manuel Barroso, many thanks for joining us on All Out Politics. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.